Gotta go. But thanks. On with the show.
Hey fellow mutants, welcome back to another video. In this video, I am going to be going over this one article that I saw on IGN that says 10 villains that the Arrowverse dropped and never mentioned again. And I find this interesting because, I was a fan of Arrowverse when it was out, right? Granted that there were, a lot of things I think they must have been smoking on, like the existence of the Batwoman show. I think they might have been on crack or something for allowing that show to exist. But I thought this was interesting because there were some cool villains that they could have continued to use. They dropped the ball on. And I do wonder if this article is going to mention some of those villains that I have in my head, that I'm thinking of, I should say. So let's find out, shall we? So the Arrowverse can introduce countless villains that had a big impact on the show, but some villains were forgotten. Shows like The Flash and Arrow had main villains that would take up most of the attention, but to fill in the gaps, they introduced villains of the week who would normally show up in seemingly random episodes. Some of these villains will reoccur and reappear in multiple seasons, like Gorilla Grodd and Captain Cold, but some were eventually forgotten in the Arrowverse as the Arrowverse expanded and the shows got busy with newly introduced characters that took attention away from the last year or one-off villains that could have returned. Again, I agree. Let's go. Red Tornado was designed to kill Kryptonians. And actually, a fun fact, Red Tornado, not this specific one, but Red Tornado as a character was also a member of the Justice League, too. Supergirl was called to fight Red Tornado as a test of the U.S. military, who created an android to kill Kryptonians like Supergirl. Kara easily defeats Red Tornado in combat, but takes a step too far as she severely damages it. This causes Red Tornado to malfunction and go into self-preservation mode. Red Tornado resurfaces in National City and attacks General Lane, Lucy Lane's father, who fired his creator, Dr. Tio Morrow. Morrow used Red Tornado to try and get revenge on General Lane, but luckily Supergirl stopped Red Tornado by using her heat vision to blow up the android. Nothing more was seen of Red Tornado, as his creator was killed by Alex Danvers. Although an alternate version of Red Tornado was seen on Earth Prime, it wasn't the same android that Supergirl had fought before. And was it Earth Prime when we saw Red Tornado? Because I thought we saw her, the character, also in the Arrowverse Crisis on Earth X crossover on Earth X. I'm pretty sure we saw Red Tornado on that Earth too. So I know we saw the character Red Tornado at least twice, if not 3 times. I gotta rewatch the Arrowverse, so I forget. Specifically the crossovers. Anyways, Music Master was only a one-off villain. Oh yeah, they're right. They're right. Oh yeah, and I had some of my friends met this actor too. Sorry. Um, Glee, Darren Criss being involved in a musical crossover with Greg Gustin and Melissa Benoist makes complete sense. He played Music Meister, an extra-dimensional being with seemingly unlimited powers. The Flash and Supergirl had nothing on him throughout the duet crossover, and he was never defeated. Music Meister was ultimately more of an anti-hero, as he forced Barry and Carol into a dream world to fight out their relationship problems. To figure out their relationship problems. Crush's characters was a nice Chris' character was a nice break from the usual Arrowverse villains, who were strictly evil, and would have been great to see Music Meister again. This never happened, as Music Meister was introduced specifically for the musical crossover, and the twist of him not being a bad guy wouldn't work again. I mean, yeah, they're right, but at the same time, they could have wrote in something about like something might have happened where he like cracked, and it took what maybe Supergirl and the Green Arrow to defeat him, to team up and to defeat him. I think fans would have enjoyed that. Honestly, I would have enjoyed seeing more Music Meister myself, to be honest, because he was pretty fun character to watch. And like I said, one of my friends got to meet Darren Criss when I went to C2E2 earlier this year, and he was telling me he loved meeting Darren Criss. I'm not a huge Darren Criss fan. Not saying that I think he's a shitty human being. I'm just not a huge fan of him because personally, because I haven't seen him enough to like really call myself a fan. But I love that my friend loved me and Darren Criss. I'm excited for my friend. Dr. Destiny was forgotten after Elseworlds. Now this character I would have like enjoyed seeing in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. I would have. I'm kind of mad that they didn't use him. Jenny Davis played Dr. Destiny in Elseworlds. Dr. John Deegan, aka Dr. Destiny, was a psychiatrist at Gotham City's Arkham Asylum. His methods were heavily controversial as he pushed the limits of what a psychiatrist is allowed to do. He was eventually stripped of all his medical license from his experiments and ousted from Arkham Asylum. His life changed when he received the Book of Destiny from the Monitor, allowing him to rewrite reality as he saw fit. Deegan used the Book of Destiny to try and become the Flash, but accidentally switched Oliver Queen and Barry Allen's lives over instead. Deegan was stopped by Green Arrow as he shot the Book of Destiny, destroying it and caused Deegan's face to become gray and disfigured. Dr. Destiny was the main villain of the Elseworld crossover, and served his purpose with the Arrowverse for getting him after, as he was a pawn of the Monitor's preparation for Crisis on Infinite Earths. Again, I want to enjoy Doctor Destiny, like see Doctor Destiny in the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. I think even if it was like the Monitor having this like little like jail cell of its own to have Doctor Destiny, like even if he doesn't say didn't say anything, I would have at least enjoyed if they acknowledged him in some fashion. But yeah, Deathstorm was killed off too quickly. The Arrowverse introduced a multiverse in the Flash Season 2. This allowed the show to bring in alternate versions of key characters. During the two-part storyline with Barry Allen and Cisco, Barry Allen and Cisco visit Earth 2, various doppelgangers are seen. Killer Frost had the biggest role to play as she was unlike to Zoom. She confronts Cisco and Flash with Earth 2's Ronnie Raymond, aka Deathstorm, but it doesn't end well. Earth 2's Ronnie Raymond was only briefly seen on screen before he was brutally murdered by Zoom. Deathstorm was killed as he disobeyed Zoom's order to leave class for him as he blasted Barry's unconscious body. Zoom took no mercy on his henchmen, but it would have been great to continue to see Earth 2's version of Ronnie Raymond and Killer Frost as they offered an interesting alternate to the normal characters. And I think that's a character I would have loved to see. Even if they brought in Deathstorm from a different Earth. I think just the return of version of Deathstorm would have been cool. Artemis disappeared after Lian Yu. Now this one, where am I at, number 6? This one I agree. Because we had no explanation of what the hell happened to her. I'm guessing she died. I would have enjoyed like them just saying, "Yeah, Artemis dead." At least a quick sentence, "Yeah, while we were searching the bodies of Lian Yu, we found Artemis' body and she died. We promised her a redemption story, but she died." Would have loved that to happen. But they brought back Talia al Ghul and Earth 2 Laurel, but they didn't. Ah, man, about that. Evelyn Sharp, aka Artemis, was a follower and test subject used by Hive. Evelyn's life was turned upside down after her parents were killed during the experiments, which caused her to head down the vigilante path. Inspired by Black Canary's heroic actions as she tried to save her parents, Evelyn suited up as the Black Canary's copycat to get revenge on Damien Dark, who was the leader of Hive. Evelyn was recruited by Team Arrow as they expanded their membership, but once she found out Green Arrow was the Hood, who she hated for killing people, Evelyn betrayed the team. She worked with Prometheus as he believed his venture of trying to take down the Green Arrow was honorable and wished to see Oliver die. Evelyn helped Adrian Chase blow up Lian Yu, but her fate is unresolved to this day, as she was never seen after the season 5 finale. Artemis was a big character in season 5, but was instantly forgotten after her relevance waned. Again, at least Artemis, Evelyn Sharp, again, I would have, if she died, would have loved a one-liner saying, like I said, when we were searching for bodies, even if Slade Wilson said, "I was searching for bodies," saw Artemis' body on the ground, unconscious. At least some, what's the word? Acknowledgement to what happened to her. Yes, they're right. She was a huge character in season 5. She actually had some impact, major impact on season 5. So it would have been nice just to get that what happened to her in either season 6 or 8 or 7. But that's just me, anyways. Dead sacrifice meant Lizzo in the end. Floyd Lawson, aka Deadshot, was the Arrowverse best marksman. He could shoot at anything with pinpoint accuracy due to his military training. He was then recruited by Hive to be an assassin as he struggled to assimilate back to civilian life. After killing an endless number of people for money, which he sent to his estranged daughter, Deadshot was eventually arrested by Argus and forced to be on Task Force X. As part of the Suicide Squad, Deadshot worked with John Diggle and Lila Michaels until his death. He was killed in an explosion as he covered for Cupid, John, and Lila to allow them to make their escape during A battle with a range of mercenaries. Deadshot's sacrifice was honorable, but didn't have much lasting effect on the scope of the Arrowverse. The Suicide Squad character was quickly forgotten as Arrow moved on with the new storyline. The only thing I will say about Deadshot, because I did like how he had a heroic ending. I enjoy how he had a heroic ending. But I would have enjoyed seeing him be used a little bit more before he died. And I think the reason why they killed him off, same with Amanda Waller, was because the Suicide Squad movie, the first one, that I forget his name at the moment, but the guy who made the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy for Marvel, he was in the process of making the Suicide Squad movie, and I guess it was like something illegal behind the scenes happened, so Arrowverse couldn't use Amanda Waller or Deadshot, so hence the Arrowverse cut off Amanda Waller and Deadshot. That's from my understanding, but I would have liked to, like I said, seen a tad bit more of Lloyd Lawton Deadshot before he got killed. That's my only thing with him. Outside of that, I really have no issue with Deadshot. But I do see their point. General Wade Alien was a big presence until he wasn't. General Wade Allen experimented on metahumans during his time in the military. He had a big part to play in the emergence of the Flash's Gorilla Grodd, as he did many terrible experiments on the gorilla before Harrison Wells put a stop to it. After detecting a metahuman, Alien sent his men to capture Firestorm, but the Flash was there to stop them. After that, Alien is kidnapped by Reverse Flash, who lets Gorilla Grodd get his revenge on the Army General. Alien was missing after his encounter of Gorilla Grodd, but soon returns to the world with a new mission and identity. Dubbed Goldfinger, Alien hijacks a van full of gold with suited and masked up. Alien was in control of himself, as Grodd had been using him for his own endeavors. After he was defeated by the Flash, Alien was released and was never seen again, despite Grodd showing up many times without the Flash. See, that's a character that I would say I'm kind of like okay with not showing back up. I get what they mean. Like he was, as they said, was a, was a big presence, so he wasn't. So I get that. But like I'm okay with him not showing up. It didn't really break my heart. Like could I have done more with General Alien? Sure. But I'm not heartbroken that they didn't. As cruel as that might sound, I'm not heartbroken that they didn't. Anyways, 3. Golden Glider should have been more a prominent role. I agree, especially after Captain Cold died. I think she should have. Like Earth Prime's Captain Cold, Earth One's Captain Cold died. I think she should have. I think it would have been cool to see her. One, she sees you on the eyes for us fans, like us guys. 2, I think there was like a potential story arc in there somewhere. And I think if the Flash did have a season 10, I think they could have brought Golden Glider back. And yes, it's Peyton List, not to confuse with the Peyton List that's in the Disney Channel show Jesse and Cobra Kai. Lisa Snart is the younger sister of the infamous Flash Rogue and Leonard Snark, aka Captain Cold. As her father was in prison, Leonard raised Lisa, and she followed in his footsteps by becoming Rogue. Cisco Ramon dubbed her Golden Glider after Lisa questioned why she was never given a nickname while on a mission with Cisco. Golden Glider was never a big character in The Flash, and she only appeared in 2 season 1 episodes, and her final appearance was in season 2. With Captain Cold, Golden Glider was more of anti-hero who did some questionable acts, but also didn't have the ruthless villain side of her. Golden Glider should have returned along with Captain Cold, with who is the Flash's greatest villain in The Flash or Legends of Tomorrow. But it seems that the Arrowverse completely forgot about her. And I agree, she should have returned either The Flash or Legends of Tomorrow. Like I said, there's a lot of potential in this character. Plus, the actress is like, she's easy on the eyes. So, like, I don't know why they didn't go with this. Like, she would have made like a nice Leonard Stark replacement. Anyways, Hunter's story stopped after her father's death. Where number two? What's number one? Like Quinn? But Huntress, I think Huntress should have had more things to do. Like, I was kind of annoyed that she didn't come back, at least in like season 7, when she like again, I forget, like, before I go on, because I don't know how long her sentence was in season 2. I don't know if it's life or like a few years. It was a few years, but then it was a few years. Then by the time like what season 7 came out, which was the second to last season of Arrow, that meant like she could have like tried to like put a stop to when Emiko was parading as a Green Arrow. Tried to. Huntress is a big character with plenty of history of DC Comics. Fans were nicely excited when Huntress debuted with her iconic crossbow and purple costume. Helena unfortunately became Huntress after vowing to get revenge on her crime lord father, who had her fiance killed. Nothing could stand in her way as she tried everything in her power to kill her dad. Huntress only featured in 4 episodes of Arrow and never appeared again until the death of her father in season 2, Birds of Prey. It was a shame given her popularity, as fans wished they got more time with the iconic DC anti-hero, but it seems Arrow ran out of ideas after the storyline ended. And that's sad. I mean, I'm happy they didn't like try to like force her in when they had no ideas, so I guess there's a plus. But on the other hand, she was the anti-hero, right? And same with Evelyn Sharp. Um, what's her name again? I forget the cool name. Artemis, there we go. There could have been like a redemption arc for her. And I would have loved to have seen that for the Huntress. I don't think I tried that in like the first season of Arrow, but they could like really capitalize on that in another season of Arrow. But even in the Green Arrow and the Canaries, they could like capitalize on that. Like, because I think in that one episode when they travel to the future, they hinted at her redemption, I think. Harley Quinn's appearance was blocked by Warner Brothers. I think Tara Strong actually played her, right? Oh, Cassidy Alexa played Harley Quinn, okay. Arrow introduced the Suicide Squad before Warner Bros. Made the Margot Robbie starring movie. It was a big storyline that involved Arrow's regular John Diggle and major DC characters like Deadshot, and tried to even be bigger. But at the time, there was a lot of story restrictions in the Arrowverse. Harley Quinn was briefly teased by Arrow as a potential new member of the Suicide Squad. However, Arrow's Harley Quinn plans were shut down by Warner Bros. Due to the upcoming Suicide Squad movie. So the tease of Harley Quinn was all that viewers got, as she was forgotten by the Arrowverse, but not for the lack of trying. I would say in this scenario, it would be classified as Oh, that's like closest we can see as far as Harley Quinn. But I wouldn't say that it would be like a lack of like we forgot the Arrowverse forgotten about her. It was more so, as I stated, Warner Bros. And like Warner Bros. And not like the Arrowverse use her after that, like 3 second tease. So it's not that like the Arrowverse went out of their way to say, "Hey guys, we're going to use this as a tease and not show her again." They clearly had plans to use her for the future, and people like me would have ate that up. But I digress. I mean, would it have been cool to see Harley Quinn? Sure. But I think the ones I'm most interested in, that like I would have loved to have seen continue, is the Huntress, Golden Glider, um, Artemis, Doctor Deegan, or Doctor Destiny. I'm sorry. I would have enjoyed seeing those characters being utilized a bit more than they were in the Arrowverse. So, with that said, which character from that list did you wish could have played a bigger role or had more of a role in the Arrowverse? And which villain do you wish you could have seen more of in general in the Arrowverse? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love y'all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I'll talk to you fellow mutants later.